Krishi Jagran business platform, which keeps you updated with all the agri news of the nation. This is Jyoti Singh. Let's take a quick look at the top headlines of the day. CM Yogi to compensate affected farmers for crop damage due to heavy rains in UP. Jharkhand government to provide insurance cover for animals in rural areas. PM Gati Shakti NPG approves 6 infra projects related to renewable energy in Ladakh. India plans to grow technical textiles market to USD 40 billion in 4 to 5 years, says Piyush Goyal. Naatu from RRR grips a G20 meeting in India. Delegates dance to the tune of Oscar-winning song. Wheat export ban to continue until domestic supplies are sufficient, says FCI chairman. Pondy Govt announces monthly aid for children who lost parents to COVID. Experts to develop a strategy for groundwater crisis in Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath held a meeting to review the extent of the menace caused by the recent unseasonal rain and hailstorm in 9 districts of Uttar Pradesh in the last 24 hours. In the meeting, the CM instructed the Relief Commissioner to assess the damaged crops and arrange for compensation for the affected farmers. The rules will be relaxed for the purchasing wheat crops that have been damaged due to the rain, said the Chief Minister. Authorities concerned are asked to access the crops of many farmers affected by untimely rain or hailstorms. The government will procure those crops that are prone to damage under the minimum support price. The Jharkhand government will ensure that all animals given under the Livestock Development Scheme in rural areas are insured to prevent financial dues in case of viral outbreak. We have seen how villagers ended up in financial disaster after the death of their domestic animals due to viral outbreaks like bird flu. Unfortunately, most of the beneficiaries of the Livestock Development Scheme are not even aware that their animals are insured and that they would not be able to lose in case of death. We would be giving thrust to making animal keepers and farmers aware of insurance scheme from the government, and every animal given under government scheme will be insured. The NPG has approved projects related to renewable energy, highways and railways according to official notification. This contains 1 project from the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, 3 projects from the Ministry of Railways and 2 projects from the Ministry of Road Transport and Highway of India. These projects will be designed utilizing an integrated and holistic strategy based on the PM Gati Shakti principle, minimizing disruptions and assuring timely completion of work while being cost effective. The NPG examined a unique proposal in Ladakh to construct an interstate transmission infrastructure for renewable energy. The MNRA project is an important step towards India's goal of having clean energy by 2030. According to reports, officials have dubbed this as an essential and one-of-a-kind project and a critical milestone in fulfilling the Government of India's goal of obtaining 500 GW capacity from non-fossil source by 2030. Union Minister Piyush Goyal started on March 24 that India aspires to increase its technical textiles market from USD 22 billion to USD 40 billion in the next 4 to 5 years. In a virtual address to a geotextile conference, the textile minister expressed hope for a domestic technical textile market worth up to USD 300 billion by 2047. With a market value of almost USD 22 billion, India is currently the world's 5th largest manufacturer of technical textile. Goyal emphasized the importance of improving productivity at the manufacturing and supply chain level in order to achieve these goals. Technical textiles are functional fabric used in a variety of industries such as automobile, civil engineering and construction, agriculture, healthcare industry, safety, personal protection and so on. G20 delegates who are in Chandigarh for the second Agriculture Deputies meeting of the Agriculture Working Group under India's G20 presidency visited Nek Chand's Rock Garden of Chandigarh on March 29. The Rock Garden Authority gave the delegates a cheerful reception. The G20 delegates shook a leg to the tunes of the Oscar-winning Naatu song from the movie RRR at the Rock Garden. The second Agriculture Deputies meeting of the Agriculture Working Group under India G20 presidency began in Chandigarh on March 29. Across the country, wheat procurement has started and 10,727 tons have been procured in Madhya Pradesh so far. On Tuesday, the government said the export ban on wheat will continue as long as the country does not feel comfortable with the domestic supplies. To meet the food security need, State-owned Food Corporation of India Chairman and Managing Director Ashok K. Meena addressing a press conference said wheat production has not been affected due to unseasonal rain. This year, even after rains, the total wheat output will be at a record 112 million tons. He mentioned that the government procurement of fresh wheat crop has kicked off and on Monday about 10,727 tons were purchased at minimum support price in Madhya Pradesh. Agriculture and Social Welfare Minister of Pondicherry C. Kumar told the Territorial Assembly on Wednesday that the government had framed a scheme to provide monthly assistance of Rs 2,000 to children who lost either their father or mother during the COVID-19 in the Union Territory. Replying to the views expressed by members during the debate relating to the demands for grants to his department in the House, the minister said that the scheme would cover 416 children. He said families need to relieve of their financial hardships in looking after the children, and hence the scheme was formulated to mitigate their suffering. Speaking about the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru College of Agriculture and Research in Karikal, the minister said it would be upgraded to an agriculture university. To protect UP groundwater and avoid future crises, specialists will devise a precise strategy to halt exploitation from shallow aquifers in the state's alluvial regions. Groundwater Action Group made the announcement on the eve of World Water Day. In February, GWAG presented the government with a 15-point resolution outlining solution to Uttar Pradesh groundwater crisis. Now it will explain how to cope with provide methods of groundwater extraction based on solid hydrological data for maximum utilization and minimal waste. Now it will explain how to cope with it, provide methods of groundwater extraction based on solid hydrological data for maximum utilization and minimal waste. The research for implementation will begin in April, said Groundwater Action Group Governor Rupi Sinha. The research for implementation will begin in April, said Groundwater Action Group Governor R.S. Sinha. A meeting of scientists studying groundwater conservation will be held and suggestions will be recorded. That's all for today's news. For more updates on Agri News, stay tuned with Krishi Jagran Business.